And we're live. And everyone's in the wrong spot because it's actually the body swap episode. That's what's going on, right?
Oh, heck yeah. Oh, I'm still me.
I'm still me. It's just Milan.
No, it's okay. Watch the shuffle happen.
I mean, whoa, we've been hit. Whoa.
I'm the science officer. I'm the
There you
flight
go.
controller. I'm the science officer again. And now I'm Dexter.
We made it.
Okay. Welcome into our third episode of The Lost Frontier. This is called When You Are Lost. And with me, I've got an amazing group of wonderful people who are playing incredible characters. And without further ado, I would like them to introduce themselves and who they are playing, starting with AJ.
Hi, I don't know why I did that. I'm AJ, also known as Sushi Kid. And he, him, that is me. We're starting great. I love my English. I am playing Dr. Tixel Tix. He, they, and I'm always nervous. That's me.
Always nervous. Sounds like Deku from the dub. Next up, we've got Wasa.
G'day everyone, I'm Wasa. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm playing Lieutenant Commander Nalani Nadan, our pilot who uses she, they pronouns.
And Sarah.
Hi, I'm Osiris Franco. I play Taru, our Vulcan science officer. Both Taru and I use she, her pronoun.
And last but not least, Milan.
I'm Milan, also known as Mallard on the internet, and inhabiting me today is Arthur Rubin, the junior engineer who uses they and he pronouns.
And I'm your storyteller, game master, Anita. My pronouns are she, they, and I play a variety of NPCs across the gender spectrum. Let's get into it. So who wants to give me a recap for a shiny point of momentum? Sarah wasn't here last episode, so one of y'all's gonna have to pull up the slack.
I mean, Wasa put a pretty good recap thing in the group chat the other day. So I think
I really did. So I quickly was like, I'm gonna scroll right to that thing that I wrote. We are in danger. That is the core thing. But this is sort of post everything happening. We have Savan back. Taru and Savan are having their little moment of recuperation in the holodeck while we just hang out in the ship. We've gotten a couple of escape pods home. Everything seems groovy. We've been introduced to Arthur Rubin, and what has happened is at a console, we have discovered a subroutine that is quite defensive whenever someone tries to delete them. Nalani came down and, with the help of Arthur Rubin and Tix, identified that there are certain aspects of this subroutine that are Nara, who is the AI that is near and dear to everyone, in particular Dr. Tix. After which we decided, let's just inject this AI subroutine within Dr. Tix's head because nothing terrible will happen. And with our powers combined, that was achieved. And then I believe, decided to create our own little droid without any science officers. It was just an engineer, pilot, and a doctor. It's fine.
Look, I'm a science officer. I know my science things.
I know my science. Yeah, we made a droid. It seemed fine. The droid woke up and then told us we're all in danger. So that's what happened. Everything's fine.
There's a lot of
Cool.
there's a lot of deep conversations happening.
There's some poetry reading happening.
There was poetry reading. There was a little bit of a moment of softness with Dr. Tix and Ari. That very emotional little talking about the needs and the desires for a memorial for closure, etc. Yeah.
And that sounds about right. So I'm gonna just pause that real quick because I know that some folks in our chat have a couple motion sensitivities, so I'm gonna start by pausing the background in
Oh.
the future.
And
Okay,
also, Dr. Tick sent a transmission that may or may not have. Everything's fine.
Everything's cool and great and fine. Nothing is wrong.
Nothing's wrong. Like when you roll like a 20, it's fine.
I just want someone to like in my little window do the like fry squint where it like zooms in. Like, what?
One sec, hold up. I've got something.
Oh,
for this.
Anita's got me.
I don't have you, but I have
She's-
me.
I got you.
Heck
can-
yeah.
I can do. Where you at? Where you at?
So happy. There we go. Yes. That's what I want. Yep, that's exactly what I wanted.
You're welcome. I'm glad I could facilitate that for you.
Yo, I live vicariously through you in this moment.
Yeah. I'll send you the link to the Snapchat filter later.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
But yeah, that's an accurate summation. So congratulations, you have a point of momentum to take into this round. But the camera, well, all this montage is happening of the pilot, the junior engineer, and the doctor working on this android. The camera is going to shift to a lower deck of the ship where the holodeck resides. It'll do a quick pan and force through the bulkhead, through the door, through what the holographic sort of matrix that shimmers, and it opens up on. Describe the scene, Taru.
I feel like it's going to be True and Sivan. They're sitting on like a park bench that's overlooking like just a small manicured pond of sorts. There might be like a fountain off to the side and a sidewalk running behind them with trees. This would be a park that's pretty close to where Sivan lived before they were stationed aboard this ship, and would have been a regular stopping spot when True would help Sivan home from an evening, just because Sivan like just needed a breather, you know. So it eventually became a spot for them to just sit and take a minute. True would be sitting kind of upright, watching the hologram, and maybe kind of adjusting settings to make sure that it always stays like that like golden hour with the sun just about to set. With Sivan sitting next door, and True just kind of occasionally checking.
Sivan has just been sitting quiet, occasionally just sort of rubbing their temple. You know, you don't have to baby me.
Of course not. It would not make sense. You are an adult. You require different care as your body has progressed past the need for infant care.
You know, when you say it like that, it actually sounds like you're making a joke.
It's logical that if it were anyone else, you might make that assumption.
Yeah, I know you better than that, though.
How are you feeling?
Better. Calmer.
Can you explain to me what happened?
While I was working in engineering, and then I got a little bit woozy, And then Shaik's helped me to sick bay. And then the doctor noticed some strange neural patterns in my brain pan. And then you showed up. Took me here.
I figured if we could continue to regulate your memories, have you be consistently in a place that is familiar to you in this timeline, perhaps it would help regulate.
Oh no, this is consistent across a couple different timelines.
Is there anything unique to ours that maybe we could leverage? I'm afraid that the mind meld might have given you some of my memories. Perhaps we could lean on that.
Daisies.
Daisies,
Daisies.
as in the flower.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's that little garden patch, and she points, and there's a little garden patch to the side that you might not have noticed before. And in the plot, there are Gerbera daisies in varying shades. That pattern. Pink, orange, pink. That's ours.
How curious. Well, at least there is something. Siobhan, what you did was very brave, and I believe it will be commendable. Once we return to Starfleet, it is possible that once the record of your mission has been reported, you might be given rewards. I commend you for that.
What I did was stupid.
Well, I'm glad that you recognize it, because that is the logical way that this conversation was going to go. Yes, it was highly irresponsible, completely reckless, and had no course of security, safety, or hope for
You know,
any.
the way that your forehead does that little vein when you're angry is... And then she blushes. Never mind.
My time aboard this vessel has been very confusing. It seems that I've experienced things that I don't quite remember. And yet, I feel a sense that perhaps the longer that I am in this assignment, the more that my training is slipping.
Is that a bad thing?
I am not sure. So many emotions aboard this vessel, so many feelings, connections, and I was excited to be a part of it, to learn how to better incorporate with my colleagues and crew members. Siobhan, I disabled the ship's safety mechanisms in the hope that it would give any percentage of a chance that you might be able to return aboard this vessel.
Well, that sounds like something that's highly irresponsible and irrational.
Yes. I am prepared for court-martialing should that be the direction that Starfleet Command chooses to take. I knew the consequences when I did it. However, I do not have a logical reason to explain why I did it, other than I was concerned for your safety.
And Savan sort of looks downwards towards the daisies. Her antenna twitch a little bit. Emotions make us do things that are irrational. Especially the ones that we're not used to.
True whose hands generally sit in her lap very neatly. Will take a hand and just wordlessly place it on the bench in between the two of them, resting.
Savan's hand will reach down over top of yours. You don't have to say it.
Thank you, Savan.
Anytime, Taru.
And then True will kind of look out over the water and just almost as if to herself, this is ours.
Pink, orange, pink. This is ours. And that's where we'll close on that scene. Listen, with a Vulcan and an Andorian, there is nothing if not a slow burn.
Oh, on DP bud.
So the camera will shift out of the holodeck towards the exterior of the ship. There are little droids sort of all over that are currently like worker bees trying to help reconstruct portions that have been damaged. And it almost shows as a little bit of a time lapse before pushing back in, this time to the shuttle bay. A place where there are... One second, I need to do a quick count. Five. There are 5 pods laid out, each with flag of the Federation draped over top of them. And a smattering of crew. Tix?
I would like to thank everyone for taking time today. I know everything has been a little rough for the past 48 hours. But I think it is beneficial. I think it was beneficial to myself. So I made the little bit of a selfless decision we should all take a break and mourn those who had fallen. We admire the feats of Lieutenant Commander Baram, who ultimately saved us. And commanded everyone while Captain Till was still unconscious. We also have Lieutenant Tamara Porist, Ensign Cavill Fuga, Dr. Merlin Tuttle, and Ensign Arnie Kato, who were also lost. If there's anyone that would like to say a few words before we continue, now would be the time.
One of the security officers comes up to the fore. I've only been on the ship a short time, working under Commander Dovin Baran, but going through his things in preparation for this, he asked that the full 2-hour Bajoran death chant be played. Now, knowing the commander's sense of humor, I think you all know that he wasn't necessarily that orthodox, and it was a joke. That's how he was. But I'll play a snippet of it. And this lieutenant hits play, and the Bajoran death chant fills the air. It's terrible. It's dreary. And that was a little bit of what the commander was. But he still had a sense of humor, at least. The lieutenant walks back into the crowd. If anybody else has anything to say, and if they don't, then the bosun's whistle will sound.
Before the whistle was, if no one will say anything, I will continue on.
Something to say.
Nilani has something to say? All right.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll rewind to this recording of the bosun's whistle that just started to play.
Sorry.
You're good,
I was
you're
like
good.
waiting. I lost my document. I was like, oh no, it's
Oh no!
gone.
Oh no!
Oh no. I think Nilani sort of walks over, and it's a little bit more when she walks over, it's sort of like mostly where Dovin's the pod is, and sort of like puts like a hand on it for a moment, and as she looks down, it's quiet at first what she says, and usually she has a very neutral sort of face, like a very poker face, and her features soften a little, and she says, "A pilot takes you home, and a wingman's got your back. That's how it's supposed to be." And she takes a breath, and it's like, but sometimes things happen, and what matters then is putting your hands back on the controls. You do everything you can to make sure it doesn't happen again. It's a little bit more to herself rather than anyone else. She sort of looks up at the other pods. Lieutenant Tamara Porest, Dr. Merlin Tuttle, Ensign Cavill Fugar, Ensign Arnique Cato, It was an honor to have you in our crew. Lieutenant Commander Baran, you were someone we could rely on. And I think me and the rest of the crew are grateful for your service and everything you did to protect us. You were acting captain for a few moments, but those were the moments that counted. Those are the moments that kept us alive. And another bit of a pause before she's then, I'll do everything I can to keep everyone safe and get them home. And sort of like a little tap with her fist on the pod, a little nod, and she walks back.
Anyone else?
Drew would just very formally go to each of the caskets and kind of bow her head at each of them, reaching bronze at the end. She would reach out and put a hand on. I will miss you, my friend. And tap before returning her oath.
Mm-hmm. One of the engineers is going to go up to Dovum's casket with a small pad and affix it to the side. And then nod to the bosun. We'll whistle.
I have one more thing.
Damn it!
I know, I'm sorry.
Again. Why?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Nina. I would just like to share a little bit of a poem. It's called Incantation to the Departed by Miss Nirvana. When someone in my family dies, we mourn for days. We gather on the floors of each other's home, sit cross-legged, singing as though they can hear us, because we know they can hear us. We are loud and grieving and have no shame. So forgive me for thinking death deserves more. Forgive me, those who've passed through this body of mine, if I've ever held you for too long. Forgive me. And I will not have the most whistle.
Question, GM, is the captain in attendance?
The captain is not in attendance. He's still convalescing at sickbay.
Interesting.
Actually, I think at that point, the doors will slide open, and being helped in by one of the nurses is the captain, still holding a wound as the bosun's whistle goes. The pods are jettisoned out into space, and it's at that point that the engineer taps a button on a pad, and the 2-hour Bajoran death chant plays out in the vacuum of space as Dovum's casket is jettisoned. And all right, crew. What next?
I am no longer captain. Woo!
The Captain Till says, "Senior staff, meet in the ready room. We've got work to do."
Yep.
Nurse Shirk is helping the captain back. sort of gives them a pat. Just like, it's okay. And they begin to walk under their own power, a little slower, but still under their own power.
Where's Nara Light?
Nara, the Nara Nano. Where would you have placed them?
Um,
In one of the science labs?
I mean, I probably would have been with them in the sick bay, but if they wanted to go literally anywhere else, I would not have stopped them.
I think for the time being, because it's still they're still sort of in an incomplete state. They've got a couple motor function tweaks and adjustments that need to get done by Ruben and a couple of the other engineering folks.
Mhm.
They're in one of the secondary engineering bays currently.
Cool. All right. I head to the ready room.
For ease of access sake, can we say Ruben's in the ready room at the time, just repairing the view screen?
I had a reason for you to be there if you wanted to.
Even better.
You're basically at this point. Savan has I think Savan saw your work as like building the Nara Mini, and it's like, okay, that's actually pretty good engineering work.
I know, I'm surprised too.
And it's just like, okay. So what I'm gonna want, I've got a special assignment for you. And Savan has essentially made Arthur her attaché to the senior staff, because currently the ship needs to undergo a lot of repairs, and your job is to report to the captain as they happen, pretty much. That gives me that gives you something to do, and gives me the GM one less NPC to have to control in a scene.
Sure.
So the rest of you meet up in the meeting room, and Captain Till has already brought Nara into the room with Ari, who's there as well. All right. I was out for a little bit, and the nurse brought me up to speed on what's been transpiring since I've been, unfortunately, out of commission. So, what is the status of our ship systems?
Well, Captain, we've managed to repair any hull breaches. Obviously, first thing, our warp core is as well stable. We still have only 80% replicator capacity, as some of those units are fully busted and will need to either replicate or find new parts, which will take a while. And our transporters are still on the fritz. They'll function in an emergency, but I would not recommend messing with the pattern buffer too much and overusing it, and I don't recommend we send people through.
Okay, so we're gonna have to stick to runabouts if we need to depart the ship. Gotcha. What's the status of our warp drive?
Functioning at warp 6 factor.
Okay, that's a little slower than I'd like. And our comms, where I haven't been able to get any messages out.
I was able to get a distress message to Starfleet, but we still haven't determined where or when we are.
That's
So
problematic.
So who knows if that message is going to reach them?
Taru, can we get your teams on helping determine our present location and charting a course back to the nearest starbase? I think that's really our best bet.
Understood, Captain. I'll make sure that we process that information as quickly as
Even finding, even trying to find if we could, just an M-class world that we could use to find our bearings. Nearest colony, nearest starbase, anything at this point is a safe haven in a storm.
Understood.
And probably most importantly, Harrow. We need to know the extent of the damage that Harrow caused. And we need to find out a way to stop it and reverse it. But one thing at a time. When you're lost at the woods, the first thing you need to do is find a landmark, something you know. See if you can find someone to meet up with you there. Anybody who'd like to at this point. Actually, I'm going to ask Nilani specifically. Make me an insight plus security check.
Okay. That's 2 successes.
2 successes is exactly what you needed. The captain does not seem himself. That is the first roll of the night, yes. The captain does not seem himself. The cadence of his voice seems a little bit off, and that could just be attributed to a little bit of weakness. Anybody else that would be, like, watching that would notice it as well, but you specifically, Nilani. Something might be wrong with the captain's symbiote.
Oh no. So if something is wrong with the symbiote, is that sort of like, would protocol be sort of Nilani as like, doctor, we need to go do something now? Is that kind of thing? Like, they're gonna fall over? Or like that this is a suspect and I need to deal with this with a level of...
It's suspect, and it might be indicative of a larger issue that might need guidance from perhaps another Trill or from someone that is also joined. Fortunately, there is no one else that is joined on this ship.
Yeah, it's like how many Trills are on board me and
I think there's like one other.
One other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You said that the rest of us would kind of notice.
You'd notice like, the captain just seems a little off.
I think True would just blatant, like, Captain, are you feeling all right?
I'm a little bit weakened from the hit that we took, but I am recovering.
I'll probably sort of lean over to Dr. Tix and just be like, can we do another check on our captain, just the symbiote, to see if everything is all right there, just to make sure that that connection's still stable and
Are you saying that in front of the captain?
It's like,
Or like you're saying it surreptitiously?
mm-hmm.
Make a control plus security to see, because you're in a meeting room. He might notice.
There's only so much of us.
That's all good. Would composure work?
Yeah, I'd say so. You might, with composure, I would say that you might know to take that conversation with Tix once you've left the
Okay,
meeting
got
room.
you. Because that'll crit me, and so it's 3 successes.
Okay. Yeah. You'd be like, make a note of this, talk to Tix about it later.
Mm-hmm.
As for non-pressing issues, we have successfully managed to revamp some of the crew quarters that requires it for some new accommodations after some injuries. So those are already underway. They were pretty high priority, and we had plenty of technicians to spare for that.
Good to hear. All right, so ship's at warp 6. We need to figure out where the nearest, like I said, we need to figure out where the nearest Class M planet or the nearest star base is.
We'll
And
begin work on that immediately.
try and figure out where our position is. I don't know
I
if
don't
we
either.
blasted ourselves halfway across the universe or if we are... Well, like, I don't know if we did a Janeway or what's going on out there.
If there's nothing further to discuss, I will begin researching that immediately.
Yeah, dismissed.
And True will turn to Nilani. Once I've understand where we are, I'll be sure to send you coordinates to chart a path.
Thank you.
And she'll step down to go to the science room and start science in.
Get that science on.
And
Get them nerds.
yes. And I'll go and let Dr. Tix know of the concern.
So yeah,
Oh. Yeah. That make. I mean, it makes sense that I need to do. I should probably do some tests on
Yeah.
the captain because he's just gotten up and he needs to clear some
Yeah.
tests before
Yes.
he's fully back. There.
Something
Tix.
seems off, Tix.
Tix, make me an insight plus medicine.
GM, could we say I was eavesdropping on these two?
Make me
Or better yet, I
a...
feel like they didn't notice I was there, if possible.
Okay,
If should I make just a roll for this?
sure, Arthur, make me a
Uh.
roll. Make me a control plus security roll to see how stealthy
Uh-oh.
you are.
Is this like an emergency medicine or like
No.
is this
One
like
success.
Do you have xenobiology?
Xenobiology?
Xenobiology
Yes.
would apply.
all right?
But I'm going to say this is
so-
going to be a difficulty 3 roll.
okay. So
I got 1 success.
sorry, I need to pull up all my stuff. Blah blah blah.
Nalani, make me a insight plus security roll real quick.
So if
I think my insight and security is low, Ruben.
You gotta beat 1 success.
I've got one success.
Oh, meets is fine. Nalani, you're also like a kind of a generally suspicious person by nature. You do look off to the side and you see a yellow engineering uniform belonging to one Arthur Rubin.
I'm just whistling as I'm
I only got
retuning the holographic emitter.
two
Two
successes. A 10 and a 7.
It might be something that you missed during your scans. Trail biology is tricky, and a lot of the knowledge about how symbiosis works is very secretive and unique to the Trill. There have been a couple studies on it done by Dr. Beverly Crusher, and I believe there was a little bit of it done by Dr. Julian Bashir as well. But Starfleet's knowledge on it is not necessarily comprehensive, at least not as comprehensive as, say, like someone from Trill, like one of the caretakers, who specifically look after the symbionts. So
Okay.
there might have been something that you missed.
So,
You were able to
so,
save the symbiont's life. You know that for a fact.
mm. So I'm going to stand outside, just be like, Nalani, stay with me.
Yep.
And just wait outside of the ready room until.
And I'll be like, Ruben, I don't think the whistling's helping.
I don't know what you're talking about. So, interesting
Go.
conversation you two seem to be having.
That's precisely that's referring to the whistling. You don't do that again. It doesn't work. I'm just giving you the heads up.
Well, anyway, I need to go make a phase amplifier.
Yeah, don't mention this.
Oh shoot, was it type R or type L? They're just muttering as they walk out.
Lower decks, am I right? No, I'm just
I mean, if you all want to
No.
just let me know. We could probably do that during like a season break. But the ready room doors open and Counselor Ari walks out, and the captain does as well and sort of sees both of you.
Captain, I'm sure you are protocol with you were just majorly injured. We need to be able to do some more tests to make sure you are good and ready to go.
The captain looks pointedly at Nalani.
Nalani does the little Ruben whistle.
Look, I was able to save you and the symbiote's life. I don't know what else I could have missed. I don't very know much about Trill biology. I just want to make sure that you're okay.
Okay. The captain walks with you to the med bay. Taru. You gotta do some scanny scans.
I gotta do some science.
Some
I think
science.
my
Science.
astrophysics might come in handy dandy.
It absolutely will. This is going to be it's just going to be a difficult roll, though. This is going to be a difficulty 4, but the ship and the ship's advanced sensors can help you out if someone would like to roll for the ship.
Awesome.
I like to play
I got the ship beat up.
a science officer named Koya
Hell yeah.
to assist.
Koya?
Koya is now Koya is the personal assistant to Lieutenant True. Very much familiar with. Tries to keep up with True's organizational skills and precise instructions. Is always ready to support.
Sounds good. And can you describe Koya for me?
Koya is an alien, of which
Mhm.
I know many aliens that
You
are
know
in.
all the
Right.
alien
Right.
species from Star Trek, don't you?
Yep. He goes by him.
Okay, him.
Okay. And you know what? He's like he's 4'11".
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
And he looks like if Rufus, no, not Rufus, if Experiment 625 was in Star Trek.
Let me look up Experiment 625. Oh, Ruben. Experiment
Yeah.
625. Okay. Lilo and Stitch is now canon to Star
Yeah,
Trek.
Lilo and Stitch is now canon
Excellent.
to Startup.
I'm here for it. Okay. The
At
one
your
that makes the perfect
service.
sandwich.
At your service, Lieutenant True. I will whatever you need, I'll be right at your service.
Thank you, Koya. It's appreciated.
Okay, so Koya can roll with their. How is Koya going to help with this endeavor?
I think Koya's going to be trying to scrub the databases of just trying to triangulate like based off of the stars
Mhm.
and like all the
Would
all
you say
the
that Koya set up like a computer algorithm for this?
yes, it's setting up a computer algorithm to just kind of like triangulate the stars, and also trying to take in the effect of like if this is a different time period, you gotta also factor in the amount of time that space has expanded.
Okay. So for Taru, I would like you to make me a reason plus science roll for our new lieutenant,
Sure.
Junior
yeah.
lieutenant.
Junior Lieutenant Koya at your service.
Okay, so Koya can make me an insight plus engineering roll. We'll say that Koya has a 2 in engineering and a 10 in insight.
Yep.
I got 2 successes.
And I also
For
need to
mine.
grab the
I
ship
also got
stats
2
if anybody
successes.
has them and can pull them up.
I've got him.
Okay. From the ship, I think I need a
Center science.
yes, it would be science. And what's the other one again?
Sensor.
Sensors and science, yes. And the advanced sensor suite, I believe, gives them an extra die that they can use, but I'm not 100% sure.
So 3 dice then.
Or 2 dice from the ship.
2 dice.
So it was 2 successes from Taru. How many from Koya? 2 successes, so we're at 4 successes already.
Yep.
That's 5 successes, which you needed 4 to beat it, and you get an extra point of momentum that you can either spend to ask me another question, or you can use it later on. We could make it for later on. With the 5 successes, I will say that you do know your galactic position and where you are. You actually aren't too terribly far from the anomaly. Somehow it spit you out not too far from the other side. So you do know that the closest starbase is Starbase 5, where you all began your journey. And you can set a course for there. It's probably going to take you about 3 days to get there from your current position.
Lieutenant Taru, I triangulated
It's probably going to take you
our
about a week to
position.
get there your current position with the current warp speed.
A week? Okay.
Lieutenant Taru, I've figured out we are at the other end of the anomaly. We're still we're the closest station should still be DS5.
Thank you, Koya. One other favor that I have. Would you please set our sensors to scan for tachyon radiation as we move forward? It's possible that EVs we've been ejected from the anomaly, Haro and his crew have as well. We'll want to make sure that we pick up any implications or indications that they are approaching as quickly as possible. There's a possibility that they're leaving traces of the radiation in their wake.
would the radiation be able to help us figure out when we are? DM?
You want to spend a point of momentum to find out?
Hey gang, can we just convene real quick? Do you want to spend a point of momentum to figure this out?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it would be good.
That sounds like an information spend to me.
All right. Yeah, I think we can set the scanners to read for tachyon, but also I think we should figure out when the fuck are we?
And Koya, your algorithm is so good because it can also track the positions of stars, because with the movement of the universe, they do shift over time. And you are the exact moment you enter the anomaly.
So it's like we never entered.
It's like you never entered. It's like you never left. And something else is strange.
Mm.
There's no anomaly.
Mm.
It should be showing up on your sensor scans. If your position is almost on the other side of it, just directly adjacent to it, it should be showing up. It's not.
Lieutenant Taru, you may want to see this. If my readings are correct, we are at the exact time that we entered the anomaly, but also there is no anomaly.
Fascinating.
There's no, we're looking at the readings, there's no, we should be getting a massive amount of tachyon readings from just in this area, but there's none.
There is tachyon radiation.
Just not the huge amount that there should be.
Yeah. The off the charts radiation readings that you saw previously are all but gone. There's always like a little bit of tachyon radiation just in background noise of the universe.
Yeah. There's not enough tachyon readings to show that there was an anomaly here.
A mystery that we should solve as quickly as possible. However, given that the repairs are more urgent, we'll have to solve it as we go. If you could track the remaining elements of tachyon radiation to determine where they're going, perhaps it could lead us to where we need to be. We are still not certain exactly what impact Nara had on the anomaly. While assuming control, it's possible, though not probable, that they were able to close it. Seems unlikely. Make sure that you file the report, though.
Is it a possibility that we hopped universes to a universe in which the anomaly doesn't exist?
Perhaps, but that would bring into question how we entered a room if there is no door.
But also, it seems like we never even entered a door to begin with. From the lapse in time.
Correct.
Michael Wayne, thank you for that gift.
Another mystery for us to solve. We are scientists, after all.
Knowledge never ends.
Certainly not.
I will file the report. You should probably report this to Captain Till.
You slipped a little bit into ticks there.
Sorry, I don't even know what accent you are anymore.
Uh,
We're just gonna go with this one. Sorry, sir. We're just do that.
True's gonna go over to a communications console and beep up to
You can just tap your comm
Like-
badge.
Lieutenant Commander Nidon. We have our coordinates. We are within a week's travel of remind me again.
Starbase.
Starbase 5.
Deep Space 5.
Deep Space 5. Sending you coordinates now.
Thanks, True. I'll get on that. Anything I should be aware of before I set these coordinates?
The anomaly does not appear to be present, so navigating tachyon radiation should not be a concern. Is the captain nearby?
Yeah, we're like walking with the captain, correct? Yeah, the captain's right here. Captain?
Captain's
I will
right
meet-
here.
I will meet you in the med bay to debrief fully.
All right. Make it so.
And then True will hang up. And as she's walking out of the science room, she'll look over at where Koya is and see that he's gotten out like a couple of instruments. And she'll kind of do like the stop, go over, straighten a few things, and then leave.
Aces. I love it. So the camera will shift to the three of you walking into the med bay. And you, the door slides open. And standing behind Tix's desk is a woman in an admiral's uniform with long curly hair, just sort of eyeing you all. It says, "Wow, we sure are in a conundrum, aren't we? Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Q."
God damn it.
Oh, shit.
God.
And
Admiral's uniform.
that's where we're going for a break.
God.
It's not
You're muted.
John Delancey Q,
Not
What?
John Delancey.
but it
Heck
is
just
Q.
happened?
Do Qs have misanthropic little shits of children, offspring?
Well, if anybody's watched Voyager, they would recognize this Q.
I have not seen Voyager.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a quick 10-minute break, y'all. Thank you all so much for stopping by and hanging out with us for a little bit. We're going to take a quick 10-minute break, and we will see you very soon. Get up, stretch, do human things. We'll see you in a bit. Welcome, mortals, to Morning Ritual.
Welcome to Upon These Crystals is
Playing Beyond the Twilight Road.
And welcome to Forest and Flame on the Critical Misses channel.
Welcome to another episode of Kingsguard.
A 6-part miniseries titled The Growing of the Dim.
I would like to cast Witch Bolt on her.
Yeah, can I make 6 attacks against her?
It's a thing.
I do believe some people wanted to do some goblin blood shots.
Oh no.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, we did want to do that.
It looks like your plan is half-baked.
yeah!
In between one of the quacks, I'll just get like really loud and just say, "Run."
Incoming transmission.
This is the USS Solstice Starfleet. Pete, this is the USS Solstice. Priority 1. I and Chief Medical Officer Dr. Tiltix. We have found the USS Riley that has been reported missing, the wormhole anomaly, and the source of the reality shifts. Captain Harrow is hostile and is going against the Prime Directive. This is a warning to the rest of Starfleet. We are doing everything in our... I'm hoping this message is not too late. If it is, I'm sorry.
That was not a smooth transition, but hey, we're live. That's the mood today. That is the mood today.
Oh! Sometimes you need it, girl. I got my click clack bag. God damn it, Noir.
Thank you all for having me, and I'm glad I was on before Abria because there's no way to follow her, so it's good.
Garlic smells and tastes like ass. When you show me an ass that tastes like garlic, I'm gonna find myself a new partner. Summer of Abria.
You could make someone cry over like Romeo and Juliet, or I could make them cry with a story about a werewolf giving a blowjob. And if I could do that, that's a trick to pull off.
Today, your PSA is that when you watch streamers, content creators, YouTubers, influencers, you do not actually know them. You may know their name, you may know facts about them, you do not know them. This is your PSA to not be overfamiliar. Thank you and have a good day.
And that's kind of why, I'm trying to be as unapologetic as possible, is because I'm trying to be the person that I needed back when I was growing up. I'm starting Game Gate. Game Gate. Game Gate starts here, and it's that Gabe is an actual fey creature, and they're just messing with us. A new IP comes out that's perfect for you, right? But in order for this to exist, we have to get rid of another IP, and whichever IP you replace it with, that's how big it gets.
Star Wars. Bye.
I'll tell you one motherfucking thing. If you're in Australia, go fuck yourself. Australia. Yeah, that's right. I'm picking a fight with the entire goddamn continent of Australia.
So,
go fuck yourself,
tune
mate.
in for October 24th, our show where we have Wasabate, who is in fact Australian, and has promised us one authentic good day.
You know what? If your name is Liam O'Brien, go fuck yourself too. It's hands for you on sight, Caleb.
Damn.
So what do you want to do about it? Do you want to play this game with me? Or do you want to forfeit? I don't really think you can keep up with me, but I'd love to see you try. Darling.
Hey, Brooke Anita! My co-host has been murdered.
You just gotta lie a lot and have one solid apology at the end, and that is the secret to Young Justice working every time.
I feel like that is a Thieves Guild's mantra. Lie longer, lie better. Papa John's.
Anita quite literally said, Noir knows him. And I was like, co-signed. All right, welcome aboard. I was like, that is enough for me. Noir knows and likes this person.
Well, we can always make a Respect Women Juice flask, so you can have it wherever you go.
I'm already working on putting it on a mug.
Excellent. Next, you need shot glasses. You're just gonna take a quick
Glassware.
shot of Respect Women juice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh? Where am I?
We're going into the bad guy segment. Did you just black out for a little bit?
I was so busy fighting that everything just went red for a second.
You cannot do what I do, like at all. But I can't do what you do. And no one can tell your story. No one can sing your song but you.
I always thought, I always realized, Critical Misses. It's just it's a film-focused channel, and, the critical, okay, haha. And then I was like, wait a second. When you roll a 1, that's a critical miss. It
Just get the pun?
level. Yes,
Just get the pun.
I just got the pun.
And we're back. Welcome back, folks. You all walk into sickbay and see a admiral sitting at Tix's desk. She's sort of like blonde, sort of like curly bouffant hair, and red admiral's uniform. Nice to meet you, I'm Q. Oh, not that one. That one was my husband, I think you all call it.
Right.
It's already hurting.
You all are in quite the pickle.
So we keep hearing.
Yeah.
Do you know what's going on, Q?
Oh, of course I do.
Cool. I'm just gonna get.
But it wouldn't be
Cap-
fun if I spoiled everything for you.
Yeah, of course, Captain. Can you go lay down? I need to do these tests.
I'll help the captain down.
Oh, you're always
See the captain's reaction to Q.
The captain sort of, just, I'm gonna need you to get off of my ship. And I think that, like, this is a phrase that Q are very familiar with. And Q just says, fine by me.
Cheru's gonna hold up a hand, really, like, just really quickly. Captain, I understand that Starfleet protocol indicates a different course. However, given our scanners, we are supposed to be at the moment in time when we initially entered the anomaly. However, the anomaly is no longer present, giving us the impression that we are not where we think we are, or where we are, or when we are. And if we can get information, albeit from a source that is True, kind of looks at Q, like trying to
They're
be
holding
like
up their fingers like they're ready to snap.
blunt Vulcan, but at the same time recognizes that this is a very fickle creature, and will just kind of like, given that we have a Q aboard, they have certain information about these kinds of anomalies that could be beneficial. I would suggest that we at least hear the entity out.
Yeah.
Please.
I mean, we're up Schitt's Creek without a paddle, so I think that we should listen to whatever we have, what type of information that we have.
Insubordination from a Vulcan. Never thought I'd see the day.
The world is full of surprises. I would assume that Q's would be quite familiar with that.
Oh, I'm just used to more strict, rigid thinking from Vulcans. You're different, and I kind of like that. Very well. The anomaly that you seek is obviously not there. Why do you think that is?
I have a few working theories. One, we've been transported to a timeline universe where the anomaly simply didn't exist. However, that would bring into question how we got here in the first place. It's possible that the anomaly has simply moved, shifted through space. There's no reason for us to believe that it would be stuck to a singular pinpoint. Or, worse yet, we are still inside the anomaly.
Ooh. It's very fun to watch those little gears turn in that meticulous mind of yours.
I'm glad that it's bringing you some amusement.
I will tell you that one of those is correct. But I think it's much better if you just go out there and see for yourself. See what kind of chaos Captain Harrow has wrought. It's quite nice. And she snaps her fingers, and there's a whoosh, and she disappears in a beam flight.
Well, we know that Captain Harrow's out. That's...
And we have, what, 3 options for what may have happened?
News.
One, we're in a different timeline where the anomaly never existed.
But everything else still happens the same.
2, the anomaly has simply moved. Or 3, we're still inside the anomaly.
kind of like what an Eye of the Storm sort of thing. You don't really sense
There
it because you're
was
inside it.
one thing that was very specific to the anomaly. When you entered it, the universe around you looked like twilight. Kind of had that strange purpley quality. It doesn't right now, so you know at least that theory's out. Potentially.
Okay.
If Captain Haro is able to harness the anomaly and be able to move it, they're a lot more dangerous than we anticipated. And Starfleet is in no way capable of handling that.
I wouldn't speak so quickly, Dr. Tiggs. It's true the anomaly moving would be less than ideal and would create a ripple effect centered on its trajectory. However, the ripple effect are not always to our disadvantage. It's possible that using those rippling effects, technology has advanced, or positive events have occurred where they otherwise would not. Shifts in timelines do not always mean disaster.
But from what we've seen, Haro has way more control over that for their own ships than Starfleet does of ours. We can barely hold it together. So,
The captain
really hope
sort of
that
rubs his temple. We're going to need to get our engineers to try and get a faster warp out of this ship. We need to get to Starbase 5, or Deep Space 5, to survey the damage. I don't know what Haro did.
from what Q said,
From the options that Q gave, none of them are good.
Do we have information from Nara? What Nara knew? The first thing that they told us was that we were in danger, which is quite obvious, but was there anything other than that? Was there any insight that they could have given us?
Tix, you spent a little bit of time talking with Nara, and you know that the Nara that you are dealing with, that is currently inside this android body that you have built, is far from the complete version that you knew. There are... it's almost like pieces of Nara's consciousness have been planted as backup seeds in the drive of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
But you do know the things that remained of Nara are caring for you and her wanting to protect you. And there's a message, but every time she tries to speak it other than you're in danger, it's almost like there's a glitch in the programming.
Nara's not the same as they were before everything. It's like it took them everything to be even this amount left. But there is something that they're trying to say, but it's not coming through. I don't know what could have happened with that, but
That might be a job for our engineers to try and figure out.
try to see if we can figure something out.
If it's
True's gonna badge Savan, like, because engineers keep coming up.
Yeah.
She's just gonna badge quietly to Savan and request either she or an envoy come join the conversation.
Listen, I've got my my arms deep in this dilithium matrix. I'll send Ruben. He seems to be also apprised of the whole Nara situation.
Thank you, Savan.
While we wait, you lay down. Test.
The captain sighs deeply and lays down on the bio bed.
Yeah, now I'm doing fucking.
Is there anything I can tell Dr. Tix to help with this? Because being a trill.
Being a trill, and having a decent security clearance, you'd probably be able to pull up medical files that Dr. Tix couldn't, related to specific incidences.
Yeah. It's like, oh, doctor, let me help. I'll just
Make me a control plus con check just to make sure that you can pull up this information. Your focus and computers can apply.
Perfect. Okay, so focus in computers.
Am I rolling something?
Yes, I would like you to make me an insight plus medicine check, please.
Yeah, that's my bread and butter.
Focus in xenobiology will apply.
Yeah.
So I use the computer expertise talent, and for focuses, do I use like security systems or investigative techniques or espionage or something?
Security
Because those are my
systems.
focuses.
Security systems.
1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Oh yeah, you're able to pull up not just data from the you have a few files from your grandpa.
That's what I
Personal
was.
files specifically related to his joining and the symbiont that is residing within him. And the procedures do pop up from the Symbiosis Commission. Of course, you were also a failed initiate.
Yeah, it'll be like, I was pretty far into the process. Doc, let me just give you some cliff notes.
And Tix, what did you roll for?
What? So, to use determination.
So yeah, it's insight plus security, or insight plus medicine.
Insight plus security.
No, not security, not security. Sorry.
You must secure the symbiote.
All right. So if I were to use a determination, that's like calling on a value.
Yes. What are your values?
I got help those in reach, big shoes to fill.
Mhm.
Every problem has a solution, and nothing is beyond repair.
Okay.
I was gonna use nothing is beyond repair.
Okay.
For Nalani had pointed out, it's like, hey, something may have been going on wrong with the captain.
Some sort of
and-
connection issue.
Yeah, something's wrong, and that needs to be like you helped alleviate it a little bit, but it needs.
I will say that with all of Nalani's successes, that will buy you an extra die.
Ooh.
That you can use for this role. You are going to need 4 successes, but you do have an extra die from Nalani.
All right, so this one would need to crit.
No. If we need more momentum, you could always buy it with threat.
You could do that. And if you would like to spend the point of determination, you can make it as though one of your die has already crit. Have you rolled? Yeah. Have you rolled yet?
I rolled 2 of the dice already.
Okay. So yeah, you would have a third dice from Nalani, and if you'd like, you could spend or you could call upon a value to make it as though you have a die that has already crit, so you do have two more successes.
Gotta leave it up to fate.
You're gonna leave it up to fate,
baby.
You're gonna leave your captain's existence up to fate.
I did it last time.
Okay.
Here we go.
Roll for it then.
We want some spice. Boom. That is a 4, which is under my 5 medicine.
So that's 4 successes.
Hell yeah.
That is exactly...
Every single time you roll, like Nalani, like inner Nalani has like this like moment of, am I just about to be like emergency joined?
No one's getting court-martialed on my watch, and Nalani's not doing anything that they don't want to do.
Amazing.
That's exactly that. So that
Tix
was
is like, I was the captain for a little bit. I'm never going back to that position. That is too much stress.
That's too much. I can't have this captain die. No, it's not happening. So that was
4
a
successes.
9, an 8, and a 4.
Okay, so a 9, an 8, and a 4. That is 4 successes. That is exactly what you needed. You recognize that there is some sort of imbalance that is occurring with the symbiont. With the help of Nalani's files, you do recognize that there is a specific peptide that the symbiont produces that helps with the joining. And the relaying of memories between the past lives that is currently being disrupted. And the captain
Like the
says,
creation of that creation of that chemical is being disrupted?
The creation of that chemical is currently being disrupted.
Okay.
And the captain says, listen, Noir. Welcome in.
God damn it. My brother and Morb. Please.
How could you?
Hi, welcome in
could
Carrying
you?
Comfort Studios. It's good to see you.
In Commander Morbius, I just want to say, can it be another one of the
We're pondering our Morb.
ship counselors?
God. Anyway.
Okay, so the you do recognize that there is an enzyme that is produced by the symbiont that does help with the joining that is not currently being produced by the symbiont, and that at this stage, you would need to find either another joined Trill, a caretaker, or you would need to return to Trillius Prime in order to find the thing about God damn it, Noir. The thing about Trill joining is that it is not only part science, it is deeply steeped in mysticism from a certain aspect. The caretakers of the Trill or of the symbiont are almost revered as priests.
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody would know a sort of ritual that could help do this, it would be a joined Trill, because there are certain rituals that Trill do know that can help with the joining. So obviously there was some sort of damage that was sustained that your scans did not pick up.
Is there anything medically I can do that can get
that can help temporarily?
That can like give like an assist of helping produce that enzyme temporarily up until we can.
You can synthesize. You can create a synthetic version of it from the information that Nalani has given you.
Yeah, because I'm assuming we do not have a caretaker on this ship.
Oh, hi, the welcome in. Welcome in.
Ah, hello. We do not have a caretaker on the ship.
No, you do not have another joined Trill on this ship.
We do not have another joined Trill.
However,
and
if one of you would like to, I don't know, spend a point of momentum.
She's gunning for her momentum real hard, bud.
Listen, you keep spending that momentum, I can keep using threat, baby. Or you can, give me a tasty point of threat, and I can give you some more information.
I don't want to do that.
I think, God, there's so many.
We can spend it.
Let's spend it.
Let's
take
spend
your
it.
stinking momentum. You take
here. You know why you're.
You mean my momentum now?
I see nothing going wrong with this.
No, nothing at all.
All right, guys, it's time to crit like crazy now.
Listen, I'm throwing y'all some heavy hitting things.
All right, so
yeah, can I roll some like non
more like morb
checks
momentum?
real quick?
God damn it.
Can I just roll some non-important checks really quick? Like, how's Arthur's secret bootlegging stash going?
I mean, if you want, you could even come in as Commander Morbius.
No, I don't think I will. I was also communicator to come up here, so I will arrive on the scene at some point.
Absolutely. I think thematically you can pop in right about now.
all right, so what did we get with this point of momentum that we spent?
You can pull up the database, and you can specifically pull up the manifest of Starbase 5. And you would know that there is one Trill caretaker aboard. As part of the, there is a, what's it called? A diplomat's office? An embassy. There's a Trill embassy aboard Deep Space 5.
Okay. All right. I'm just,
We're getting close to a hype train, y'all. Thanks so much. Kayla, thank you for resubscribing, and Michael Wayne, thank you for gifting that sub.
all right, I'm going to use this. I'm going to inject this in your neck.
It's just grab a hypo.
I'm just gonna inject it.
I'm gonna ask you though, in order to synthesize this, you're gonna need to give me a roll for it.
Oh boy!
You're gonna need to give me a reason plus medicine roll.
He's synthesizing an enzyme, correct?
Yes.
Is any nurse sharp one to help me?
Taru has a focus in chemistry.
Absolutely.
So
you can
she
assist.
would kind of see Tix moving over to like begin the process and would drift over. I would like to assist if I can. And she would be straightening the instruments as he sets them back down on the counter, just like putting them back in like a logical order.
Absolutely.
And advising.
So reason plus medicine, reason plus science.
All right.
Excellent.
And it's one die
Okay.
from you, Taru.
So, focus.
We got a hype train. Thanks so much, everybody.
Focuses.
Focus and
Oh my gosh, I got it too. I got it too.
Nice.
2 successes.
Focus on xenobiology. I'm gonna say focus on emergency medicine.
You can't double stack your focuses. You can use the one for xenobiology.
Okay. Well, because I have a thing that is like, where is this freaking thing? Being of many talents. when attempting a task where more than one of the characters' focuses apply.
More than
I
one of
may
the
be-
characters. So yes, that would apply because Taru used her focus in chemistry.
Okay, so I can re-roll. Okay, love that.
So yeah, roll your 2 dice.
All right, here we go. Good.
It's a
Yes.
I'm gonna say that it's a difficulty 3 roll. Doing some difficult things.
Okay, re-rolling this die.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah! That is a 4, which is under my 5 medicine. So that's 3 successes.
3 successes plus 2 from Taru, and I said that was a difficulty 3, so that means that you get 2 points of momentum back.
Hell yeah!
Yes.
Hell
Y'all
yeah!
are able to.
As
No, go ahead.
we're kind of doing that and like pressing buttons on the screen, Taru's gonna look and go, Doctor, be careful. It looks like the morb levels are too high on this particular batch. You might want to decrease that
The
significantly.
morb levels? Did you just morb,
Correct.
Sarah?
I didn't morb. I decreased the level of morb significantly, actually.
Yeah, you
cannot
gotta
let
be careful when you're using
cannot let the
morphine.
levels of morb get too out of hand. If the levels of morb get too out of hand, it could cause a catastrophe. It could cause the Trill symbiote to shrivel up and turn into a vampire and make them die.
Dr. Tix, when is the last time that you slept?
I do not know.
I would advise that you do that immediately.
That was the plan. Once the captain woke up. But we're in
So
it
you
now.
have to synthesize the morphine.
Yep, we gotta. Yep, we're synthesizing the morphine. It's ready to go, and I
hate you
hypo
all.
spray this right onto Captain Trill's neck.
This is a serious science fiction game.
It's very serious.
I spray that motherfucker.
Oh,
Thanks everybody for
I
the
will-
bits. We're all a little too hype train.
He needs to live. He needs to live, so I don't get to become captain again. I don't want that.
I will arrive on the scene. Whew, sorry, I was recalibrating the morb injector in the transporter. The morbulating resonator was completely messing the whole thing up.
This is now a Morbius stream, apparently.
It certainly isn't.
So
it's a Star Trek Adventures made by Morbifius.
Morbifius. Someone needs to clip that, and I need to send that to Modifius.
Yeah, the ensign really just lettered the whole thing.
They're never gonna let us partner with them again.
They're never. We're gonna lose our. We didn't even
Gonna
have a
lose
sponsorship to
everything.
begin with, but any chance we could ever get one is now blown.
It's gone.
It's gone. Anyways, you're able to create a synthesis, and you place it into the bottom of a hypo spray, and you inject the captain. The captain sort of shakes his head a little bit. Okay. That's a lot better.
This will only be effective up until we can get you to the caretaker that's on DS9, DS5.
Okay. Lieutenant Rubin? What do you happen to know what the status of the warp engines are?
Well, Savan asked to do that themselves, which understandable. I've been working on the transporters, and should I roll to see how that's been going?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me a reason plus engineering roll.
Awesome. Transport pattern
Or
buffers is one of my focuses.
let's say that this is actually not reason plus engineering. This is going to be control plus engineering.
Oh, I'm not good at control.
Thanks, Kayla.
Oh, great. That is 2 failures then. 16, 17.
Would you like to spend a point of threat to reroll those? Or would you like to spend a point of momentum to reroll those?
Yeah, momentum.
If I spend a point of threat, though, I get to reroll 2.
Live your best life.
I have been waiting. I have been waiting for this because I know for a fact that Milan built their second character
fuck around and
specifically
find out.
to fuck around
Choosing
and find
violence.
out.
Choosing violence, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I'd love to use a threat to buy a die and allow me to re-roll one of them.
Amazing.
So,
Were there any
the-
complications on either of those die?
Complications only on like a 20, right?
Correct. Unless I increase
Yeah,
it with
no.
threat.
No, it was 16 and 17. And then, okay, so that is now 2 successes in addition to the 2 failures.
You're able to get the transporters up to probably about 80%. You can, with another good shift, or if one of the other engineers wants to take over, they'll be able to fix the problem completely. At this point, you can probably transport non-organic material, but transporting people might be a little bit of an issue.
Yeah, the pattern buffer is still totally warped up. That's engineer slang, it stands for something.
Yeah. I was gonna say
This
that
was
it's-
this was a very serious first half of the show.
It
and
was.
then
We
Q
had like a
showed
whole
up.
ass funeral. Like
And then Q
there was.
showed up and messed up everything.
It's true.
Oh wait,
Into the more
it's not outside the realm of possibility that Q has placed a language curse on all of us.
It's true. They are
Oh,
fickle
no.
like that.
But yes, transporters are going okay. I've been a little distracted because I still don't know how to tackle the memory problem when it comes to making the Android shell.
Thanks everybody for that little hype train.
Oh my god.
All right.
True, kind of like listening to the debrief and like Captain's doing okay for a second. We'll turn to Ruben. Understanding that it's critical that we reach Deep Space 5 as soon as possible. Could we redirect efforts to repairing the warp core?
Maybe you say, Lieutenant?
I also need you.
The
You,
captain
Lieutenant.
taps their comm badge. Tilda Savan? Savan here, go ahead. What's the status of our warp core? I could probably get about warp 8 out of her. Any more is probably pushing it, but that'll shave a couple days off of our trip to DS5. I wouldn't recommend bringing her past 7.5 though, just to be on the safe side. Could morb the whole thing up. Morb the... Yeah, Ruben taught me this new slang.
Say it all the time back from the colony I'm from.
True will kind of look at Ruben like, thank you for this gift of Saban knowing new slang. Dr. Tix, you were saying something?
Yeah. Arthur, we're gonna need you for another thing as well.
You got it. I only have 6 things on my plate right now. Why not make it a full 7? Sorry.
We're
I'm
gonna
just
need.
ass.
We're going to. There's something that is up with Nara's coding. There's something that is preventing them to say a message or say something. They're trying to say something, but nothing's coming out. It's like when you just get something just really morbed up in your throat and you can't get it out.
I completely understand.
So,
Captain sort of clears his throat. Nalani, I'm gonna need you to get up to the bridge and relieve Commander Morbius. You're gonna want to lay the
Gotcha.
course. Warp 7.5 per engineering recommendations. It'll take a couple days off your
Warp
trip.
7.5, nothing higher. Got it. Let's go.
if you'll come with me, Junior Lieutenant.
Sure.
Nalani, I'll accompany you. I'd like to check the life support systems. I think that there's something in the air causing some strange linguistic error.
Actually, Lieutenant, I would love some help with the coding portion. I'm not best with when it comes to coding and computers and stuff. I'm more of a mechanical engineer, you know.
All right. Yeah, I'm happy to assist. I'm familiar with NAR's code.
Thank you very much.
We'll get back on that life support. Sure, another engineer could have a look at the life support just to see what's going on.
Captain's like, it might be a problem with the universal translator. Chat, I hate you, but I love you.
And when we say chat, we're talking about Noir.
From Newmore.
We'll ponder them more later. But y'all have your assignments. All right. Who's first? Who would like to go first?
Remind me your name, crew member.
Oh, actually, because you missed this, Arthur, would you like to describe your character to Taru?
Yes. Arthur Rubin is Lieutenant Junior grade, so least in the ranking order. They are a junior level engineer. They have short black hair that is slightly wavy / curly with large curls, slightly tanned skin, and a very, very stubbly. Today they've actually shaved the sides and it's just a small goatee. They're human, and their uniform is always filthy for whatever reason.
Is it Lieutenant Rubin? Have I heard this correctly?
Yeah, I actually realized we haven't met. I've heard of you. Your senior staff, obviously. Yeah.
Senior staff does not matter so long as we are each performing our function. I do wonder, though, Rubin, would it be possible for one of my science officers to assist you in your duties? It appears that you've not had the time to upkeep with Starfleet protocols when it comes to uniform cleanliness.
Oh, yeah, I was personal project. I like to work with older machines, archaic Earth tech. It's very fun. It's a good hobby.
Certainly. Should we get on this data?
Yes.
You constructed this android, did you not?
Well, currently it's just a shell. I've been trying to crack the processing barrier. Unfortunately, no one knows how Soong did it. The positronic brain is still incredibly new tech. Our best efforts, even at some of the best Starfleet institutions, have only managed to get it to run basic programming, not nearly the level of data that it would need to house a sentient AI.
I will also say that at this point in the timeline, I believe the events of Star Trek Nemesis have occurred, and Data is no longer around.
Not many people are continuing this work either. Just me and a few. We keep up on subspace forums, so.
I understand. The welding in here is well done, and I appreciate what you've done here with the power supplies. True's gonna kind of start to pull up the code, given that she spent time delving through Nara's code. I feel like she quickly recognizes like that this is just that chunk that's left. But she's gonna start looking for that message to see if there's like an error in the code itself, or if it's just that the little android body isn't capable of like processing the data correctly.
Okay. Make me a insight plus science roll, please.
Okay. And I'm gonna lean on my data analysis focus.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's a 2 and a 9. 9. So that's insight, you said? Plus science, so I have to be under a 14.
Okay, so that's 2 successes. The data is there. It is highly scrambled. Sorry. And it's going to take some time for you to decompile it, but you do have a script that is running that is currently working on a translation matrix. It's almost like it's at a certain point you notice that it's almost like a cipher.
The second she realizes, because one of my values is a puzzle solver, so the second that Tarun notices that like it's a cipher and recognizes that this is a game of sorts, Ruben will see her eyebrows raise of like a, okay. Lieutenant Ruben, how, on these forums that you spend time on, how many of them include code names? Games of pocketing
I mean, my
information.
username's just Master of Sandwiches. Sorry, I like cooking. It's weird. Anyway.
What kind of sandwiches?
Variety. A lot of Earth sandwiches, obviously. I mean, I'm human. But I've actually been exploring into Klingon cuisine recently. It's really hard to find ingredients because, you know, they can't be replicated.
We have a bit of a puzzle here. Is there any way that you can help increase the power of this device? I have a script running to pull it apart, but if we can make sure that there's no drop in power as this happens, as I'm uncertain if my script will be able to pick up if we lose our point.
No one's going to miss a little bit of energy from, say, the canteen at the moment. I would love to help with this.
Absolutely. You can give me an additional die to this roll. You can roll me a insight plus engineering, please.
I have a focus in fusion reactors, and that is all about power. Would that apply?
Sure.
Boop. That is just barely a success.
Woo!
I feel like freaking Tix is just outside the door, just pacing in front of the door.
And you definitely notice like a couple of the lights dim and turn on the emergency lights.
Oh my god.
Okay, so with that extra success, y'all are able to, let's see. You're able to understand that there is, it's not a message, but it's a single word. And the word is rally.
That's concerning.
Yes, but the deeper meaning still is unclear. Is Nara communicating that the bulk of their code is aboard the Raleigh? Are they communicating that their biggest threat is the Raleigh? It's uncertain.
One of those things is true. You hear a voice. And then there's a flash.
Do we see anyone?
Out of the corner of your eye, you could have sworn there was a blonde in a science uniform. But instead, there's Kia is there, looking at instruments.
I'm seeing ghosts again. Oh.
Again?
Ask me another time, unless you want to get into it. Sorry, I'm a very chatty person.
I can tell that.
So you're the science officer Savant talks about all the time, huh?
I assure you that most of what she says is accurate, but suiting her needs.
Interesting.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, you know, I take after our chief engineer a little bit when it comes to chattiness. But if there's one subject they will not stop talking about, it's you.
Is. Thank you for reporting this to me, Lieutenant Rubin. I'll be sure to speak with the commander about
Wait,
that
don't
they have enough rest time. It's important that we each be focused on our tasks.
don't tell him maybe it was me that's I don't want to have to refresh the waste.
You need not fear any repercussions. The protocol mandates that any complaint would be kept in private to keep lower officers from receiving any sort of backlash.
No, it wasn't a complaint. I was just trying to make comfort. Oh, jeez. And I think like whatever Arthur was like working on or soldering just sparks a little bit.
Your uniform has caught fire a little bit. Drew will kind of reach over and pat out the sparks.
Not supposed to do that. They are literally made to resist fire.
Perhaps it was the residue from your latest project.
Maybe.
Are you fine to tidy up here? I'd like to.
Yeah, I'll finish up.
Thank you. It was a pleasure working with you, Rokvin. I hope to work with you again soon.
As to you, Lieutenant.
As she walks out, she will once again check to make sure Koya has put all of their instruments back appropriately, see that they have, nod, and continue out.
One is slightly off kilter.
Oh, nope, fixing it.
I would like to say Ruben's workstation is just chaos at this point. They've only been there for like 10 minutes and it's already...
Oh yeah, it's just like... I'm not no.
Yeah. As True steps out and sees Tix pacing. Dr. Tix, I did not anticipate you would be here.
I was worried.
About?
Nara.
I understand. Nara's code is only a portion of what they were before. I know that you're familiar with that. However, it is intact. We were able to decipher the message, though it ended up not being a message at all. Simply a word. Raleigh. It's unclear what Nara is trying to communicate to us with this information. However, I believe with time and further study, we might be able to discern it. In the meantime, their code is safe.
Well, we got until we get to DS5. And I think I'm going to, and I think out of pure exhaustion for the past
We've been going over time.
days,
Mm-hmm.
Tix is gonna just collapse.
As you do, True will kind of like do that thing where she tries to catch you, but you like fall too fast, and she'll just kind of stop, turn around, and like go like reopen the room. Excuse me, Koya, Lieutenant Reuben. It would appear that our doctor has taken a moment of leave. Would you please assist him back to the medical bay?
As you re-enter the room, much to the chagrin of Koya, Ruben has set up a small speaker and is just blasting "Working at the Car Wash" theme song. And they're just like humming and like dancing in places they continue soldering something.
Yeah, Taru's gonna look between like the back of Ruben, because she's just said this without like really looking, back of Ruben to Koya, and raise a brow like, you just let this happen in my
Koya
lab?
just shrugs. It's kind of catchy.
Please assist Dr. Tix back to the medical bay.
Aye, sir. Nalani, the camera will shift to you as you rush through the corridors up towards
Commander Morb.
Up towards the turbolift doors split open, and you're on the deck of the ship. And Commander Morb is currently sitting at at your station, and stands up when you approach. Lieutenant?
Commander Morb, taking over from here, setting up the coordinates for Starbase 5.
The console's all yours.
Cheers. And I will plot our course.
I think Sarah should take over Commander Morb.
Nalani, make me a reason plus con or check, please.
Yeah.
Or insight plus con, let's say.
Insight plus con, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I rolled a 4 and an 11. I don't know if any of my focuses apply.
What are your focuses again?
Evasive
Smallcraft, right?
action. Yes, it was small craft. There's just investigative techniques, starbase security systems, espionage, small craft, composure, and evasive action.
I don't think any of them would really apply. How many successes was that, though? It was fairly easy.
2.
2 successes? Yeah, you only really needed 1, so we'll give you a point of momentum for that. You plot in the course. You sit in warp 7. And the ship hums and goes to warp. And it's at that point that your GM is going to spend a point of threat.
Yay!
If you like, you can 1 sec, sorry. You can cancel that point of threat by spending momentum if you want. I'm just going to create a complication. Make things a little saucy.
What if we gave Anita a little treat? What if we gave Anita a little?
Just give your GM a little treat.
Yeah, let's give Anita a little bit of that sriracha. Let's give her that spice.
You're taking too long.
God damn it!
And sitting in the captain's chair is the blonde Q from earlier is just leaning back. Let's just get to the good part, shall we? And there's a snap of the fingers, and the ship begins to exceed warp 7.5, warp 7.6, warp 7.8, warp 7.9, counting up warp 9, 9.9. You hit transwarp and pull out outside of deep space, or 5. And it does not look the same as when you left it.
See your stuff? Captain, we may be already at Deep Space 5.
The screen shows a station that looks like Deep Space 5. But outside, the signal reads Romulan. And Federation? And Klingon. And that's where we're going to end this session for the night.
Beans!
That's been our show, everybody. Thank you all so much for stopping by and hanging out. They all say Cinemark.
God.
Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us. We're going to do our outros super quickly, and we're going to go on a raid after that. We will start with our Lieutenant Junior Grade, Arthur Rubin.
Hey, it's me, Milan, or Mallet.
You muted yourself.
You muted yourself, Milan.
No.
No.
Can't hear you.
Still.
Oh.
But like it's like a hardware thing,
It's
not
like
a Zoom thing.
It's like your microphone actually cut out.
Mm-hmm.
It died.
How dare.
This is what happens when you
unplugged it.
mob
Oh,
too
there you go.
much.
There you are.
You're good. You're back.
Okay.
Too close to
All
the
right.
sun.
Hello. I am
You mob too
Milan,
close to
also
the
known
sun.
as Mallardman on the internet. You can find me over on Twitter as Mallardman_. Go follow me there. I tweet nonsense all the time. My last few tweets were all nonsense, and they were all amazing. On Twitch, you can find me as Mallardman, no underscore there. Also, I stream nonsense sometimes, or I will be soon. I'm going to be playing the heck out of the new Pokemon game as soon as it comes out. We're going to do Lechonk only runs, Smoliv only runs, just all of that, just everything.
Team Tapas, baby.
Exactly. In addition, you can find me over every alternating Monday, starting this Monday on Neon Lights Roleplay, where I will be running a chronicle called Fog City. No, that's not the name of it. The Kindred of Fog City. Because there are also such great people in that cast. Alternating Tuesdays, you can listen to me on the podcast Through Hollow Flame, GM'd by the amazing It's Doridla, where we go play a 5e campaign in the world of Meneus. It is a fun time, and I'm not scared at all of what's happened in the last episode. Nope, not at all. Not specifically me at all. In addition, nope, not at all. In addition, I was about to shout out this stream. You're watching it. Come here every Friday to watch this stream. I don't have anything else to shout out right now, so I'm just going to pass it along.
To Sarah.
Hi, hello. I'm Sarah Ranko. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, all the places at Franco. If you like my face and the words I say sometimes, I do a bunch of TTRPG content all over the internet and across several different communities. The next time you can see me doing that thing, as I pull up my calendar frantically because I didn't think about it, it's going to be next Tuesday over at TPK Roleplay in Harper's Investigations, Harper's Variants, where we play different systems once a month with the same characters, and it's been a very interesting ride. And then on Wednesday over at Nat 20, you can catch me in Against the Tides, a Dungeons and Dragons campaign where I play Kelby Sparkspinner, a gnome druid bard who's just the absolute best and is a pure unbridled menace. You can find me here on Fridays in this show for the next little bit, and then I've got other things going on, Dark Echoes, Power Beyond. And then at the end of the month, I'll be running my Session 0 for a campaign that I'm kicking off this summer, Dirt, which is going to be an Apocalypse World game. So come check out that Session 0 as we set up the world that my players are going to play in and establish their character histories and all that stuff. It'll be a lot of fun. Also, it's never Morbin time. Never.
Catch Sarah in a Morbius-based one-shot.
Shit. Noir. If Noir's running it, maybe.
Okay. Next up, we've got Wassa.
Yo, g'day everyone. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching this ultra rad show. My name is Wassa. You can find me on Twitter at Wasabotte, Wasabotte. I am a writer and I've written for Sina Una, Kids on Brooms, Owens Rising, Mnemonic, a bunch of other things. And basically I live in the eternal land of NDA. So the only times that I do get to talk about really cool things is when really cool things finally launch. Sad, but cool. Watch this space. There's going to be a bunch of other things that are coming up soon, especially since I am moving in 2 hours.
Wassa's literally going from this stream to move their things. It's amazing.
Yep. It's just I'm going to be lifted in a Star Trek uniform. That's what's happening. Thank you for having me.
I want pictures of you moving a bed with your Star Trek uniform.
I will. My mates are coming over to just like beam me up, Scotty. I'm going to do that for you. I will beam me up, Scotty. Video.
Brilliance. Next up, we've got Husha.
Hi, I'm Husha Kid, also known. I'm AJ, also known as Husha Kid. I'm a video editor, transcriber, streamer, voice actor, producer. You can find me on the 3 T's of social media: Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok as Husha_Kid. I am going to be in a bunch of stuff this weekend. Starting tomorrow over on TTRP Gifts, I am going to be at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time in a Kids on Bikes one-shot as part of the two-day event, Roll for Rob event. That is going to be starting tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. PST, where we are going to be raising money for the Robb Elementary School community in Texas. And then you can find me on Sunday over on the Hype Goblin, where we are playing Junker Squad, a Fate system 2-shot. We are doing our finale. We played last week. Now we're playing this Sunday. That is going to be at what time? 10 a.m. EST. A lot of morning shows for me this weekend. It's great. It's a great time. But I am playing a rough and tumble Weedles Wax. My name's Weedles Wax. I'm a sniper. And I'm in a mech. And then on this Tuesday, June 7th, I will be on Misty Mountain Legends, where I serve Lord Quackers in Foul and Friends, a D&D 5e actual play, as Dolph Fitzgerald, your cool bro halfling cleric, domain of the waterfowl. There's a lot of things happening that we're being jumped by arrows. It's a time I totally didn't see it coming. And we're probably gonna start that session off with a battle. You can also find me on the podcast every other Tuesday through Hollow Flames, DM by the loveliest Cyrilla, where I play a half-orc, halfling, and monk named Boone Riffin. He's great. They're great. Yeah, it's a great time. I have a cursed chain whip thing. Is it based off of the Soul Edge from Soul Calibur? Probably. And lastly, just to say, earlier in the session, I did read a portion of a poem. It is called Incantation to the Departed. It is by my good friend Jessica Nirvana Ram. She is an absolutely great poet. You can find the full poem here. I just read the last stanza as part of it. But yeah, go check out. I put the link in the chat. Go check out her poem. And from there, check out her other poems because she's a really great poet. And I think that's is that all the things I'm in?
Yeah,
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
That's it.
Can I go sleep now?
You can go sleep now.
I'm gonna pass it on to Anita, our great DM.
Hello!
and producer.
I'm Anita, or Panita, or Critical Misses Online, because this is my channel, so you can find me here either in front of the camera or behind the scenes. You can find me here on Tuesdays for our Wander Home campaign, The Wayfarer's Guide to Haith, where I play a sweet little owl boy named Farley Wool, Farley Weeps, and his little firefly companion named Wool. You can also find me here for this show on Fridays, and Saturday mornings you can find me for Morning Ritual, which is our TTRPG talk show that Nora and I host. Our guest last week was Matthew Mercer, so the VOD's available for that. That's fun. But if you want to tune in tomorrow morning for first thing, we've got the incredible, the amazing, the illustrious Kappa Chris joining us. Kappa is great people, and we really want you to stop by and show your love for Morbin Ritual. It's been a passion project for a while. So you can find us there tomorrow morning, and you can usually find me on Sundays over on Kira858's channel for the D&D 5e actual play that is Amidst Light and Shadow. I'm not going to be in this week's episode because I've just got a couple appointments that I gotta tend to, and some personal things, but I'll be there next week and the week after, and the week after I'm also going to be over on Onyx Path's channel for their Onyx Path Con. So you can find me there with a bunch of the people that I'm in through Hall of Ramps with. But yeah, that's been us. We are gonna...
Also,
what?
if you're going to be at Gen Con...
Yes! Sorry, thank you very much, AJ, for reminding me. If you're going to be at Gen Con, we're doing Morning Ritual live again, and I can... Hey, Noir, can I announce a couple of these guests that we've got?
Do it.
On
Do
the
it.
go?
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do
Am I
it.
allowed?
Do it.
Am I allowed to?
Do it.
Reveal?
Yeah, we got a shirt.
Okay,
We got a shirt.
I got a shirt. Okay, so we're gonna have amazing guests like Katiosaurus, Omnis X, and Burrito. You can come hang out with us and chat TTRPGs and more at Gen Con live and in person if you are going. And it's a fun time. We did it last year. It was amazing, and we're set to do it again this year. And it's gonna be Latia also wants to keep the streak going, so we can have Latia as our only 4-time guest.
4 times.
4-time guest on Morning
No,
Ritual.
Latia is
On Morbid
racking
Ritual.
up. I think if Latia gets on another time, they need a button. They need something.
We need to talk about getting people like mugs like ours made by Nyx, so we can actually give them something.
Yeah.
We'll get Latia's engraved with 4-time. And then like every time they need it re-engraved, we'll just get them to scratch it out.
Just a sticker to put on top of it.
We need to talk about it, maybe. All right, we're going to go on a raid. We're going to go say hi to some good friends. Who's online that we can go and say hello to?
Who is online?
I think Bree is online. Do we want to go say hi to Bree?
Wait, is Bree online?
Let's do it.
Yeah. They should be playing Wolf Among Us. Yeah, they're still playing.
All right.
Great game.
We're going to go say hi to Bree Doe _
And the raid call is Furries from Space.
Furries from... I think the raid call... I think you know what the raid call is. I think you
It's
already
weird.
know what the raid call is.
Yes.
Hashtag say no to Morb.
Yes.
Say no Morb.
Say no more.
No Morb. Say no Morb.
Or it's Morbin time. Bye, everybody.
No.
Choose a side.
Choose a side.